Hello, I am Pilates family. I am coming with you for you today from my basement. Here I usually say good morning, and it is morning here, but I realize I should probably not continue saying that. It might not be morning where you're at or when you're watching. So anyway, here we are. I am going to run you through some bar exercises. A chair is fine, the back of a couch is fine, with a ball. So this is a fit ball I ordered on Amazon, I believe. When you inflate it, you want it to be a little squishy because we're going to press into it, we're going to hold on to it, and we want our leg to help, get that into the right position. So fit ball today, a bar, and you should be set. Let's get working. Now, if you use the Fit Watch, this one I would say is probably more like a HIIT workout, a high intensity workout. We're going to get our heart rate up a little bit as we do this. So you're going to come with your hips towards that bar, chair. Your feet are going to be facing it. We're going to put that ball behind, this is my right side, my right leg. Let's stick with me here so we know what we're doing. I'm going to turn my left foot out a little bit. My knees are right underneath my hips. You don't hardly even need to hold on, just set your hands there. What we're going to do, flex that foot, and we're going to press back, back, back. So you're going to start to feel this in that low butt, the under butt. Add your breath to press. Contract your abs. Good, so we're going to do about 20 here on this side. Not letting that right knee get in front of your left. We're staying back, back, back. Standing up tall. Only thing, my left knee is slightly bent. Again, slightly turned out. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold it back. We're going to press the heel up. Heel to butt, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring that knee behind your other knee. And if you'd rather, let's pitch ourselves forward. I was feeling a little tension on my knee there, so pay attention to what you're feeling. And if it doesn't feel good, adjust. There's no real, right way. It's whatever's right for you. So here again, heel to butt, heel to butt, heel to butt. Try not to use momentum. We're actually intentionally activating that hamstring. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold that squeeze. We're going to bring our knee in, back and around. Circle. Circle the knee. Holding that ball. Not moving your spine or your hip area. Just going back and around, back and around. Let's do 3. Breathe. 2, 1. Reverse. Back, forward and around. Not wagging your tail. Your booty's staying in that same general spot. Belly's up and in to protect that low back. Let's do 2 and 1. We're going to change sides. So I'm going to stay here on this side for this movie, but you can do the same here. So I'm going to put the ball behind the left. I might stand straight up for starters. Softening my right knee, my right toes turned out. My knee is going to stay back behind, my core is engaged. I'm going to press, press, press. Imagine here, I like to just make these silly visual cues, that you're ringing a little doorbell. Ding dong, ding dong. Again, that one's self-taught, so I can't really even give credit, but whatever comes to my mind is going to come out my mouth. Whatever helps you here. Again, you're not arching that low back though. Spine is staying upright. We're trying to target that underbutt with that little ding dong trick or treat. It's right about Halloween time here as I'm recording this, so I'm thinking about trick or treating and trick or treating during COVID and what all this means, but anyway, letting my mind wander too far. Let's bring it back to the booty, pressing back. That foot is flexed. Exhale. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to hold that knee behind your other and press that heel up. Press, press. If you want to pitch yourself forward here, don't stick your booty up and let your belly fall. Bring that belly up. Spine is straight. Again, try not to use momentum. Press, hold, squeeze. Press, hold, squeeze. I also like to run through inventory. Is your head stretching out of the crown? Is your chin forward? Are your shoulders back and down? Belly's up and in. You're getting some core work. My right leg is feeling fatigued just from standing there. My left is pressing, pressing. Let's do 3, 2, 1. We're gonna circle, so hold that squeeze. We're gonna circle forward, back, and around. Adjust that ball if you need to. This circle doesn't have to be real big, but just get as open as you can with those hips. So I'm recording this immediately after I just did my whole stretching series, so I'm warmed up. I took you right to this as this kind of an isolated, let's reverse, isolated segment of just the bar and the ball. But you might, I would encourage you to warm up first, get a little stretching. 2 and 1. All right, we're gonna take that ball out. We're gonna put it high up into our thighs. So I've got my left side at my chair. My feet are parallel, more narrow than my hips. They're as close as they can be with this kind of in the way here. So we're going to come up with our heels, down with our heels. Just for starters, holding that belly button in, holding the shoulders down. You're getting taller. Imagine someone just pulling you up from your ears. There's like a triangle up to the ceiling or your underarms. Each time it gets pulled up, you have to exhale a little. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold those heels up as high as you can and track those knees forward, 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 forward. So you're sitting down in an imaginary chair. This is what you're looking like. You're not here. You're here. Hips under your shoulders, straight back down an imaginary wall. Your legs are going to start shaking. Told you we're going to get a little cardio. We're going to come down to what I call the basement. You're going to get low. You're going to come to the middle. You're going to come up. Middle, basement. Middle, up. Add the breath. Each time we're stopping just for a second. I'm already shaking, so I'm sure if you're doing this right, you are too. Just keep that tailbone under, and you can drop those heels if you need to. You come all the way up if you need to. We're going to go down for 8, up, 7, good, 6, slow it down, 5, you're going to want to rush through this to end, 4, Last two. We got this. Last one and done. Come up out of that. We're gonna go all the way back down into that. But I know these muscles need a little bit of loving. Pound them out. Mentally engage one more time. We've got this. Really, that pressure, that burn is short-lived, right? It's already probably gone. Heels up. We're coming down to that basement, and we're just gonna pulse, pulse, pulse. So at this point, maybe my heels are only halfway. That's comfortable. But if you get out of your comfort zone, get those heels up onto those highest stilettos you've ever had, and pulse, 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 pulse. Shake, it's good. Remember, it's short-lived. Squeeze that ball, squeeze. 8, 7, 6, you got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're done. Let's do a figure 4 stretch here. Good job, friends. We're gonna just shimmy back and forth. Sit down into that. Pound it out. Give it a wiggle. Other side. That's one of the toughest ones I find, really, with that ball in those inner thighs. Something happens. But it's a good sort of something, and makes for longer, leaner thighs, especially after you fatigue and then stretch. It just kind of realigns everything. All right, so what we're gonna do next, let's go into the floor. And we're going to go into clam position. So our heels, well, I'm gonna struggle with this. Let's put the heels in the ball. I'm going a little bit rogue off of my notes because they're just a little bit repetitive. So what I've got here, heels are squeezing the ball. They're elevated off the floor. Your knees are together on the floor. You're gonna pull your ribs up off. Have your elbow right under your shoulder so you're not slouching and getting all weird here. Okay, so I tuck my shirt in. You can see my side angle here. I'm gonna do open the knees, close the knees. So my right hip is on top. I'm gonna hold my belly button back. Imagine the only way this leg lifts is from your core. Your spine is straight and long, not letting your head droop or your chin come forward. Shoulders are back. So you're opening up, up, squeeze, up, up. So we're kind of working that outer seat now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Let's drop those heels. I'm going to send my right foot on this ball behind my left. I'm going to roll onto my hip a little bit more. My right knee's going to stay open. I'm going to lift the front leg, but the back's unstable, right? So we usually would count on this to kind of counterbalance. Let's lift, lift, lift. Good. Take that inventory. As your head up, ribs are up. You're not getting too high with this foot, but that's okay. Release any expectations you have because it's always a blank slate, right? Every day is different. Let's do 5, 4, 3. We're going to hold it up. Hold and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, circle, forward, little circles, 2, 1, reverse, woo, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. We'll go to the other side. We're going to start with that raised clam. Setting yourself up though here for success. Let's bring those knees about the same area as your wrist. So we're not behind or too far forward. Your heels are kind of right in line with your booty. Everything's stretching out of the crown of your head. We're gonna lift those heels, open that top, open. Remember where we're trying to activate: outer seat. So as you open, clench that area, send energy and tension to squeeze, release, squeeze, release. I'm slouchy. Good. Open. You're going to want to have momentum here take over, and let's just be slow and intentional to do what we can. Let's shoot for 4 more. 3. Good. 2. And 1. And done. Now my left heel is going to balance on this ball. I'm going to roll towards my front hip. Whew, I'm tipsy. This side's worse. I'm going to lift, lower. Lift, lower. Shoulders are down. Collarbones are open. Try not to roll back off of this hip. Keep your belly tight so your low back doesn't have any strain. But your low back is working here, right? We're kind of working through this core, which includes that low back, lifting, lowering, working this inner thigh. Up, down. If you can't balance on this ball, get rid of it. Just put that foot on the floor. But the more you introduce instability, this is going to have to work more on its own. So it's a good thing. Lift. 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold. We're going to pulse up, 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 up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ouch. Circle. 4, 3, 2. Don't get slouchy. Reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I think that's the same as what I did on the other side. That is good stuff. Let's give a runner's lunge stretch. My right foot's going to come forward. That knee's directly over my heel. I'm just going to let this left hip release into the floor. If you want this to be deeper, if this feels okay and you want a challenge, lift that back foot so you're like here. And even deeper, you're going to release that right hand up into the ceiling. You just feel this whole hip. Ooh, that feels awesome. Good. Part of the fun of bar, I think, is the stretching at the end. Let's put our hips back. Let's press your toes down. At the end of every exercise, you get to have an opportunity to stretch. Again, just trying to realign those muscle fibers for longer, leaner, toned muscles. Let's lift that toe up, and if you want to, press that heel out, stretch into a split type of thing. Your chest stays forward, chin is up. So you're holding through your hip area, you're kind of cradling between your hands, and pull it back in. Other side, big lunge. First, let's come up with our body. Big inhale and exhale. Just opening now the right hip. if you want more, that back heel can lift. Stay here if you like this. And if you want more, release that hand up. Windmill the shoulder area, open, twisting. You may even, I just thought of this, grab that ankle. So now you might have to go do it on the other side, if you're like me. But you can do that later. Here, let's stretch forward. Hips go back, the toes stay down just for starters. You're gonna feel that through the hamstring, back of the knee. Don't push yourself into any pain. Just want to push to that edge a little further than you think you can go. Just see how it is. Might feel a little tension at first, but just on the other side of that tension is the most amazing release. Breathe into it. Now lift those toes up. You can walk that heel on the ground. Imagine you're like a little caster underneath a little roller. And see how far you can go. You might get farther than you think. I haven't done this in a while. Sometimes you have these expectations of yourself like, oh, I can do that, or I should be able to do that. And you can't, and you get disappointed, but forget it. Look at how far you can go and just appreciate your body for what it can do today. You're getting stronger, you're here, you're showing up for yourself. Rock yourself a little back and forth, cradling yourself through the hips. And then when you're ready, pull that back in. I think you know I love to end in the down dog position. So if you can, press your head towards the floor. Press your shoulders by your ears. Let your head hang. Shake your head yes and no. Pedal those feet out if you'd like to. You don't have to. Do this one for you. And if having your head down makes all the blood rush there and doesn't feel good, kind of makes me stuffed up today, you could come down into cat and cow and wiggle your hips left and right. Again, rolling through your shoulders. I love down dog because it's full body. It has shoulders, arms, abs, and hips, calves, and hamstrings, and ankles. But not if it makes you stuffed up anyway. All right, and slowly, let's rise up. Stretch up through the ceiling. Big inhale, off to one side, off to the other side. And you can hula hoop and wiggle, and shake your hands. Again, thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for showing up with me. We are perfect and possible and patient. So let's continue. I hope to see you back here again and for another different bar stretch, Pilates. You never know what you're going to get. Thanks again. Have a great